Hello everyone, welcome to our lesson for today. So today we are doing law of tort, unit 2. We are going to look on negligence. So we have to understand this day, what is negligence when it comes to law of tort. So without wasting much of your time, we can start. So a meaning of negligence. What do we understand by this term negligence? So negligence is the failure to take reasonable care which result in damage or injury to another person. So that's a negligence. So this is just a law term which they normally use when you want to buy a case to someone due to negligence. So they consider this definition, which is failure to take reasonable care, which result in damage or injury to another person. That's what it means. So it's just like an example of I'm the owner of the house. Then I have a maid. Then I give instruction to a maid that okay, when coming, I should find my kids. They are well prepared. We are going out. We are going out for a trip. Then I left the house just going somewhere. And then when coming back, I find out my kids haven't done anything. Then you start asking the maid, why haven't you done this? I left you instruction of you taking care of my children's, clean them up, and I told you that you are going out. Then the maid doesn't follow my instructions due to negligence. Then and also leaving your property to someone else. Okay, you lend out my car, I borrow a car somewhere else. Then due to my negligence, I caused the accident, which leads to damages now. So when you come to law, when we talk about damage, we're just simply means saying it's money. So damage is money. Okay. So the element of negligence. So when we talk about the elements, these are just the components of negligence. So one, we have duty of care. Then number two, we have breach of duty. Number three, we have damage. Number four, we have causation. Number five, we have remoteness of damage. So we are going to look all these in detail, but not that much detailed because we're just dealing on the surface side. So duty of care, a legal obligation to take reasonable care to avoid causing harm to others. So we can also look into the case of Donoghue versus Stevenson, 1932. It's clearly stated law of tort under negligence and also under duty of care. So care, we understand what the care is and also understand what duty is. I left you something to do. You haven't done that, then it can cause what? It can cause harm to others. Yes. So under duty of care, we have what we call Neighbour Principle. So you must take reasonable care to avoid acts or omission which you can reasonably foresee would injure your neighbor. Okay. So that's what we're saying under duty of care. And we also have Oparo test. This is foreseeability of damage, one. Number two, we have proximity. And number three, we have fair, justice, and reasonable. Okay. That's all about duty of care. Now we go to breach of duty. breach of duty, we normally understand the breach of conduct when you're working. You have done something wrong, said breach of conduct. And so here now in law, under law tort, as well as negligence, we have breach of duty. So this occurs when the defendant fails to meet the standards of a reasonable person. Okay? A defendant is someone who is defending himself of accusation. So this is normally happens when the defendant fails to meet the standard of it. So, for example, committed a crime, which is law tort. You have committed a crime, then the accused person, we have the accused person, which is you, and we have defendant. So you are defending yourself from that crime. So once you fail to meet the standard, so that person can walk away, which means you have done the breach of duty. So the case of Baipe and Ringmart Waterworks explains more about this breach of duty. So we can take a look into this case, and we'll be able to get more insights of a breach of duty. Okay, so damage. So damage, when you come to law, damage simply means money. So we can say that the claimant must suffer actual damages such as physical injury, property damage, and financial loss. So once you have caused damage to someone, these are the results. You can get whether physical injury, property damage, and also financial loss. So that's what they say. The claimant must suffer actual damage, such as because you are claiming something to that person. You were walking on your way, then a negligence driver ran into you, meaning maybe you have suffered injuries, or maybe they have sold your property, which is property damage, also maybe financial loss. You have invested into a scam, and then you have decided to take that person to the police. So meaning that's a financial loss. So now we are trying just to bring your losses back to that's a financial loss. So damage is normally money. Okay? So causation uses part 4 test. Yeah? The causation starts the person who has caused a law tort. Has caused tort. So we can also see the case of Barnett versus Chelsea Hospital. So it explains everything. So that's a causation. It's just I can give an example of a patient. You have gone to the hospital doing surgery. Then a medical specialist tending to you is doing the operations to you. Then accidentally leaves an item. Maybe he was doing the operation to his stomach. He leaves an object inside your stomach. Then as a result, you die. Then the question now comes in: who causes this person to death? Then after proper investigation, they have found out that this person actually dies because of the object which was inside the stomach. Yeah. The case comes into you. Why? Then by trying to explain now, then that's why now you are using part 4. So that statement, which is part 4, yes, you are the person involved, and you are the cause of this incident. So you must face the consequences. That's negligence also. So it was under negligence as well, because you didn't check properly your whilst you were covering up your client. So you didn't done the work properly. That's negligence. Because it's a position, it's you who causes that incident to happen, that patient to die, that patient to die. So that's it. So remoteness of damage. So when we're talking about remoteness of damage, we are just saying that defendant is only reliable for damage that is reasonable, foreseeable. Defendant is only reliable for damages that is reasonable, foreseeable. So we can also check the case of what got wrong. So also this one is well explained in this case. Whilst you read this case, you'll be able to understand why the defendant done this, okay? And also you must also follow. So remember that damage is just money. Yeah. So defenses of negligence. Let's talk about defenses. Defenses of defenses of negligence. So contributory negligence. Why? This is the most important. Contributory negligence. Violating non-fit injure. This is the legal term. Yeah. And I hope we'll tackle into these two. And so we are moving. Okay. We are violating non-fit injuria. I'm sure this is the Latin Maximus, and we will look into this. Also the act of God. Today I won't explain this, but in the other videos we'll be explaining this more. Okay. So in summary or in conclusion, we can say negligence requires proof of duty. One, which is breach damage, as well as causation and remoteness. This is the important part. Once we have this, meaning that we have impacted and also have concluded into negligence. That's the most important part. So that's all I had today for you. And make sure to follow and also leave a comment and subscribe so that you are going to receive all the units under Law of Tort 1 as well as Law of Tort 2. Okay, so make sure subscribe and also see you there in the next video. Thank you so much and stay blessed.